Rap music, born in the vibrant streets of New York City, has evolved over the decades from a rebellious and underground genre to a commercial powerhouse. While this transformation has brought incredible fame and fortune to some artists, unfortunately, it's also led to a sense of staleness in the genre. A surprising topic within the music industry this year is the lack of rap albums that charted on the Billboard list. Lil Uzi Vert's The Pink Tape has been the only hip-hop album to reach the #1 spot in 2023. That was back in July, and it still holds the title of being the only one so far this year. In this video, we'll be discussing how rap music has become increasingly mundane in recent years due to its over-commercialization, drawing parallels with major examples of how the genre lost its edge when it embraced mainstream success. As a disclaimer, before we dive into things, I wanted to say that I'm not trying to label anyone as a sellout or claim that it's wrong for artists to try to maximize their earning potential. The goal of this video is to discuss the impact of commercializing the genre from a broad point of view. In the early years, rap music was seen as a cultural revolution. Emerging from the marginalized neighborhoods of the Bronx, rap music was a bold and unapologetic response to the societal norms and injustices faced by its pioneers. It was different, daring, and rooted in urban life. Its lyrical content often tackled issues of poverty, racism, and inequality, making it a powerful voice for those who felt unheard. Rap music heavily relied on sampling in the early 1990s.
So I took blah blah's word for it. At this time, I thought just having a friend couldn't be no crime. Cause I have friends.
Typically, the songs that were sampled had heavy elements of soul and jazz music. Around that time, rap was starting to gain more attention in the music industry. So, when the original copyright owners of the music being sampled heard parts of their own songs in new rap music, they didn't like that other artists were cashing in on their work, and they wanted to be paid and credited for the use of the music that they originally created. After many legal actions, the government passed several copyright enforcement laws. They required artists to clear all samples in advance to avoid lawsuits. But clearing samples was expensive, and many record labels couldn't afford to clear all the samples that artists wanted to use. From that point, hip-hop music took a whole new direction, and producers had to make original sounds rather than relying heavily on samples. This caused a total shift in the genre, and moving forward, most rap songs had a different sound because producers were no longer sampling commercially released songs. As a result, the music lost a lot of its jazz and soul influences. But this is just an example of how profits and commercialization have directly been impacting the genre since the early days. Fast forward to current time, where rap has become very present in mainstream culture. It's no longer just the soundtrack of the rebellious youth. It's also the background music for car commercials,
come on, where's the black sheep? Here's the black sheep. Even if we wanted to, the clock cannot be weak.
Super Bowl halftime shows,
It's the one and only Double G. Snoop Dogg.
and even fast food promotions.
My new hottie sauce is coming in hot.
In the early 2000s, rap music still felt like some sort of taboo. It was really only present in mass media like MTV, VH1, and BET. But outside of music-focused content, there wasn't really any positive coverage or promotion of the genre. A lot of the topics and language wasn't deemed appropriate or acceptable by most of the public. But today, it seems like rap has been fully embraced by the masses, and it's not uncommon to hear it being played in department stores, on TV commercials, or in box office movies as a part of their soundtrack. Rap has even been integrated with certain companies or activities that I associate with a younger demographic. For example, the collaboration between Travis Scott and McDonald's showcased how rap artists can easily be integrated into corporate marketing strategies, which starts to blur the lines between art and the influence of big corporations.
What's up, world? Yeah, you. I'm Travis Scott. This is my McDonald's order. Follow me. The Travis Scott meal, just $6. Say Cactus Jack sent you.
I personally would have been pumped to get the Travis Scott meal as a kid, and it would have been way cooler than a lot of the other Happy Meal toys and promotions that they were using back then. Another example of this, while sticking with the Travis Scott theme, was the Fortnite event in 2020, where Travis Scott performed a virtual concert within the video game, and it was a huge deal. It broke records, with over 12.3 million people attending the virtual concert, and Travis reportedly grossed roughly $20 million from the collaboration.
That to the side, I get those goosebumps every time, yeah, 713.
And I think most times that products are promoted towards kids, it's because they're the low-hanging fruit. One great example of this is cereal. The colorful boxes and mascots aren't meant to entice the parents, they're meant to reel in the kids. And even though they might not have the money themselves, marketers know that most parents are just trying to keep their children happy. This further exemplifies how rap has been piggybacked by corporate interests. While these collaborations undoubtedly bring financial success to artists, they often come at the cost of the authentic and edge that made rap music so appealing for many in the first place. The genre once seemed like it was surrounded by a mystique of authentic emotions and lyrics that weren't afraid to cross any lines, and whether or not they would be deemed politically correct. Maybe the fact that it was seen by many people as a rebellious genre added an edge that even the artist would play into at times. If you told me 10 or 15 years ago how popular rap music would become, I would have been thrilled and assumed that it could only bring more positive to the art form. But for some reason, it's led to most rap music feeling formulaic, with artists conforming to a set of expectations dictated by commercial interests. The lyrical content seems to have shifted from addressing societal issues that go against the grain or introspective topics to a repetition of glorifying materialism, drugs, and hedonism. It's like the artists are using some sort of rap Mad Libs book to fill in different brands that they think are the coolest at that time. This slow shift, driven by the desire for chart success and brand partnerships, has made the genre feel uniformed, leaving many fans longing for the authentic and rebellious spirit that once defined the genre. Let's look back at a time in recent years that seemed to recapture that spirit. Peaking around 2016, the SoundCloud era brought back a breath of fresh air to rap. Independent artists could bypass traditional gatekeepers and connect directly with their audience. This movement was a return to rap's rebellious roots, where artists weren't constrained by corporate demands. Additionally, at this time, we saw a resurgence of artists sampling a huge variety of music that was being uploaded to the platform, because posting it on SoundCloud didn't require music to comply with copyright laws like other streaming services at the time did.
You found another one, but I am the better one. I won't let you forget me.
However, this revival was short-lived, as even the SoundCloud scene eventually fell prey to the allure of commercial success, as many of these artists would sign record deals or continue to pursue new levels within the industry. And once again, I don't blame any artist for making that decision. And aside from the record labels signing the artists that started on SoundCloud, they got good at copying and recreating the organic success of SoundCloud artists. And this led to a rise in industry plants, which were artists that were propped up by record labels, but made to look like they were independent and doing it all by themselves. That way they could seem relatable, and their success would be viewed as organic. They got pretty good at this, and the artist often blended in. And with SoundCloud being such a wild card for certain artists to see success and to blow up after one huge song, it became hard to pick out who was actually uploading to the platform independently and doing it all themselves versus an artist that had money from a label and an entire team behind them. Rap music's journey from a rebellious and authentic art form to a commercial powerhouse mirrors the fate of many music genres throughout history. While mainstream success can bring financial rewards, it often dilutes the very essence that made the genre appealing in the first place. While the SoundCloud era briefly rekindled the rebellious spirit of rap, it too succumbed to commercial pressures. I think a lot of hip-hop fans are asking themselves if they're content with the formulaic and commercialized version of rap, or if they're seeking something more, perhaps for it to return to its roots, as a genre that challenges norms and speaks truth to power. Commercialization has put a huge focus on money and creating a marketable product, but we have to remember these changes have also helped to create a well-rounded genre that is still important in today's world. Without commercialization and global recognition, this amazing genre of music that myself and so many others love would have stayed in the small streets of New York. So at the end of the day, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because commercialization of rap is a necessary evil to fund the industry and to keep the music accessible. What are your thoughts on this topic? Am I just reaching? Let me know why I'm wrong in the comment section. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more music-related content. Don't forget to take your vitamins, say your prayers, and have a great day.